When you talk about double cab pickups here in Kenya, which brands comes to your mind? Of course, you're thinking about the Isuzu D-Max, Toyota Hilux, ama Nissan Navara. This is because they are one of the most dominating workhorses here in Kenya because of their very nice reliability and flexible payment plans ile unapatiwa with the company. So let me give you a very brief example. So Mkenya kawaida ataingia pale Isuzu, wampatie of course a pickup with 100% financing and a payment plan of up to 6 years. Lakini mbona ununue pickup alafu uanze kuwa na blood pressure kwa sababu unataka kulipa loan? Well, today I'm here kuwachanua and tell you that you can buy a performance pickup for less than 8 million Kenya shillings. The car which is beside me today is a 2019 Ford Raptor. Watu wengi wanagopanga kuuliza bei gari kwa sababu wanaona hii gari it can even be close to 10 million Kenya shillings. Leo nimekuja kuwapatia siri. So for this car you can get it at Lusso Motors for only 7.6 million Kenya shillings. So guys, hii si ordinary pickup. Hii gari it presents it has looks, ni beast, iko na performance. Na hii gari, of course you can't compare the Nissan Navara, Isuzu D-Max ama Toyota Hilux because hii labda compete na vitu kama the Toyota Land Cruiser. So today we are going to dive into this in-depth review of the 2019 Ford Raptor and see why everybody should opt to buy this. Let's look at the exterior features of this Ford Raptor. Na starting off tunataka kuangalia hapa mbele. Check hiyo, hii gari inakaa so mean bana. Hii gari kama uko na bibi yako na kisirani kwa nyumba, hii gari usinunue. Unajua inaweza ukiangalia hapa inakaa tu bibi kisirani, si ndio? Inaweza kwenda kukumbusha tu. Tuanze. Let's dive in. Starting off, it has this very mean looking headlights. Of course kuna DRL yako hapa, turning signal liko hapa, and of course your LED beam hapa. Quite nice. Moving on, ukona this very big looking grill and of course your Ford emblem. Kuonesha kila mtu you're not driving just an ordinary pickup, you're driving a Ford Raptor. Hii gari it's gonna show you everything. Hii gari inakuonesha bro melipio mita 7. Of course you have this air vents up on your grill to help in cooling of this 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine. Tell me in the comment section what do you think of this front side. Mimi napenda. Cameraman unaonaje? Yeah, tulifanilia Kipchoge. I'll choose this any day anytime over the Kipchoge, and as you can see it's so wide. Igari so wide. So moving on, this 2019 Ford Raptor comes with a kit from this brand known as Hammer. I think it's Hammer. So what I like about this bull bar, it's the exact same shape as the bumper ile utapata kwa the ordinary Ford Raptor. Chani weke picha hapa, at least you see the similarity, but for this it's a bull bar. Another thing, this bull bar comes with this towing things from inakuja na hizi which look quite nice. Of course you have a plate holder na additional fog lights hapa. Yeah, that's the majority of what you find at the front of 2019 Ford Raptor. For me, I'll give it a 10 out of 10 because it's simple, quite elegant, and it has that aggressive kind of look. So let's look at what powers these mean looking beasts. So this Ford Raptor comes with a 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine. Alafu it comes with 210 brake horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque, and Ford claims that it can do 0 to 100 in only 10.5 seconds. For this, 10 out of 10. Cause ukiangalia the Isuzu D-Max, it normally comes with 189 brake horsepower with a single turbo. I'll take the Ford any day, anytime. Karibuni kwenye interior of this 2019 Ford Raptor. Tanyi mnaona venye leo hii video nimeshinda tu nikipiga smile. Kwa sababu this is one of my dream cars. This is ile gari ataka unanunua Ferrari, you have to have a Raptor in your parking lot. Acha nionyeshe the lovely interior na nionyeshe what it's all about. Starting off, acha tuangalie with the steering. One thing which I like about this steering, it gives you that kind of performance vibe. Ukiangalia you have this red hapa, finish hapa. Alafu venye unapatanga tu bado kwa AMG, like when you buy a Mercedes AMG, you get that emblem. So this you get a Raptor emblem hapa chini. Quite nice, finished with this very lovely leather. Na uko na paddle shifters in a pickup. Ile Kipchoge huko anategea paddle shifters, lakini iko performance pickups ndio. Aya, moving on. Of course, on the left you have buttons for infotainment, kuongeza volume, receiving calls, all such kind of things. On the right, you have buttons for your cruise control and also lane assist. This car 10 out of 10. Let's look at the door cards. Now one thing which I've noticed about majority of car manufacturers, kikuja kwa door cards wanekanga a lot of cheap things Starting off, kifil hapa where I can put my handrest, it's just cheap plastic, but I like how I make this aluminium finish near door handle and also malipa kugrabia mlango. One thing which I also like, near your window controls hapa, there's this very nice leather finish. Now it has blue stitches, naka fiti, quite nice. But other than that, all of those are cheap plastic, but tunasamea hapo, sindo?
Raptor.
Yeah, it's a Raptor, but hata ukiona all the cars, majority of the cars which I've done hapa kwa door cards, don't expect to get a lot of fancy things in majority of them. Let's look at our cluster. Of course, it has analog and also digital cluster. What do I mean by that? Acha nitaonyesha. It has a top speed of 200 kilometers per hour. Now, let me just show you what I mean. Acha nichukue tu camera. So, as you can see on my cluster, let me focus. It's 200 kilometers per hour, fuel gauge, temps. Alafu, this is why I mean it's analog and both digital. So, hapa you have buttons. You have a fuel economy, trip, ya kuangalia trip yako, vehicle information. As you can see, it can show you the suspension, how it's facing, like kila kitu. Quite nice. I like even the driver assist. It gives you driver alert, lane assist, pre-collision, and also this thing which I like, hii hapa, trailer control. Fiti sana. Of course, also in your settings you have display. See vitu mob, but I quite like it. So guys, another thing which I like about the cluster, so hapa, if I just press on this mode button, this is what gives me like the driving modes. So as you can focus, let it focus kidogo. So for this, you have all this mud. Of course, you have that normal mode. Kuna this for mud, sand, kuna this pot, you have this grass, rock, and this is my favorite, badger. So let me just explain to you what badger is. So if you select the badger mode ni kama you want to experience that maximum off-road capability of this car. Itakupatia both the performance, luxury, na itakupatia that itafanya suspension ikue a stiff. Kutaka kucheza na gari to the maximum, just choose that badger mode. Best 10 out of 10. Tell me, naka fiti? Cameraman, we shika bana. Shika. Yeah, so that's majority of what you get on the cluster of this Ford Raptor. Moving on, I like how the dashboard is. Dashboard eco finished, all of it na full leather. Alafu, I like these blue stitches. These stitches naka hapa, quite nice. Another thing which I like about the dashboard is the air vents. Ikona so many, it has like 4 air vents. Inaka fiti, sindio? Inaka fiti sana. It looks quite similar to what you get in the Ranger, but hapa you get that kind of premium things. Premium too, ili kuonesha at least you're in a Raptor. Now let's look at the center console, and one thing which I like, if you just press nikifinya tu hiyo start button, I like this. Yeah, Ford performance, Ford Raptor. At least kiingia hapa bana, hata kama umekasirika unakumbuka, bro, I bought a Ford Raptor bana. So let's look at the center console. Of course, you're welcome with this 6-inch infotainment system, which is quite nice. One thing which I like about it, very responsive. Ina respond poa sana. It has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Now, even you can actually control your climate control from here. So one thing which I like na hii gari, niliambia me don't like the digital climate controls, ndio. But ile tunanibamba, I have both analog hapa. Kama sitaki analog, I can easily just use the digital one hapa kwa cluster. 10 out of 10, yeah? 10 out of 10. Nikitu namenibamba mbaya. So, of course, you have your compass hapa kwa infotainment. Moving on, you have your air vents, and one thing which I like about the finish air vents, it has 2 shades of color. Kuna this gray, the bright gray, na this kind of dark gray finish. Nila kuongeza tu look, hakuna kitu kingine. Of course, over here you have your hazard button, and you have controls hapa. If you want to increase your volume, na hapa ukitaka kutune, kama unataka kuchange your radio station, you just use this. Quite nice, quite elegant. Hapa you have your climate control settings, which are analog, 10 out of 10. Na hapa, these are just kuonesha tu maybe a passenger airbag. Kuna vitu nyingi. That's majority of what you get. Additionally, you get a 12-volt charging socket on both sides for the driver and also for the passenger. Hapa, napenda how it's finished na this plastic. It's still plastic. but at least like it plastic inaka like metallic kind of finish kwa camera, si ndio? So glove box ndio quite big na kafiti. Yeah, ina kafiti, si ndio? Yeah, I like how it's simple, elegant na rahisi kutumia. Haina mambo mob, like it's so easy to use. Moving on the center console, hapa you have a storage space. Ile let's say unaweza weka simu, because over here you have your USB charging sockets. So let's say maybe unataka kucharge simu, you can just put it over there. This car comes with a 10-speed automatic gearbox, which also has a manual mode. That's why you have your paddle shifters. Over here you have buttons for your traction control, suspension settings, and also hill. Ile labda tunataka kuteremka kwa like a hill or something, you can actually configure the speed which you want to use. Over here you have a button which you can use to configure the suspension. Maybe you want it to be 2-wheel, 4-wheel. Yeah, unatumia tu hii hapa. Ile to spin in gari. One thing which I don't like is the plastic. Wametumia plastic nyingi bana. Ama ni kusave weight. Ndio gari vile ni bazu. Labda alikuwa amesema, just save on weight, let's just put this plastic. But I feel for performance level of a pickup, performance by kwangeka at least leather. Sindio? Ungeka a bit of leather, because all this just plastic. Over here you have 2 cup holders. Si zile bigi sana, but zinaweza fanya tu just the job. Of course you have your manual handbrake finished in leather. Na napenda venye wame hizi blue stitches. Yeah. This hata hapa 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Moving on, hapa you have your storage space, and kutaka more storage unafungua hapo, ndio hapo. Quite nice. Na kafiti. Handrest leather bado, blue stitches. Kafiti. Let's move on to my favorite feature, the seats. Easy seats, 10 out of 10. I like one thing which I like about them, they're both heated and cooled seats. Another thing, they look like kinda bucket seats on a pickup. Alafu, of course, your Raptor emblem. Inakaa fiti mbaya, inakaa fiti mbaya. I like how it's finished in this leather. Alafu you have this suede hapa. Inakaa fiti mbaya. One thing which I did not like about the Kipchoge, you have paid all that money, 9 million Kenya shillings, and they forgot to put for you a badge. At least inaonyesha, at least you're in a Raptor, you're not just in an ordinary car. So, hii gari like tunangeipatia 10 out of 10 in terms of the interior. It has to be the seats. Hata hizi finishes hapa za blue, 10 out of 10. That's majority of what you get at the front side. Now cha tuingia hapo nyuma tuoneshe how it is. Welcome to the back seats of this Ford Raptor. Kiangalia headroom, quite nice. Legroom kidogo shida, because for this seat I had to push it in front kidogo, but naona hii ni pickup hapa nyuma walinyonga space yote bana, ile mbaya. So for the front seats, the driver side peke yake tu ndo na electric seats zile unaweza push forward and back, but for the one on the passenger they are manual seats. It's a pickup, ndio at the end of the day. Okay, hapo ndani hata kama in Ford Raptor, it will still remind you, bro, you're in a pickup, man. So at the back, I like these seats, both finished in suede and also leather. Zinakaa fiti. In terms of the seats, on these seats nimezipenda mbaya. Kali sana. So I like these blue stitches hapa. Now it can easily fit 3 adults at the back, but hapa katikati itakuwa shida because of this hump. Una hii hump hapa kwa kile mguu, for a normal person itakuwa shida.
Kuna jina Raptor. Ukubali hiyo.
Cameraman anasema at least kuna jina Raptor, but tunaweza samea kidogo. So of course hapa iko na handrest which has 2 cup holders hapa. So an interesting feature about this Ford Raptor, imenibamba ile jimona, imenifurahisha hivyo. Sawa, acha kwanza tuanze. Hapo kwa seats uko na storage space, sawa, ya kuweka vitu, either you want to put something. Over here uko na labda weke kadi. So one thing which I like, hapo you have a 12 volt charging socket. This, as you can see, bozo muangalie, muoneshe tu imeandiko 230 volts. If you just open, bro, hapo unaweza charge. Ukiapa nyuma unaweza charge laptop bana. Unaweza TV. Ukiapa nyuma, I think wangetutengeneza wengine, ungekuwa na connect hapa Xbox, una connect TV. Bas, mnaenda camping. I pick up hapa nyuma. Ni bamba. Hii stuff. I feel wanafaa kitu kwa all cars. Si ndio? Iko fiti. 10 out of 10. Kwa kila kitu hata screen jana bamba electric bamba li. So on the wheels, this Ford Raptor comes with 17-inch alloy rims from factory na kujanga na BF Goodrich tires. At the front you get 4-pot brakes, at the back you get 2-pot brakes. That's why I told you that this car is a performance pickup. Let's look at the side profile of this 2019 Ford Raptor and let's just take a brief moment to appreciate this lovely look. Because hii gari in terms of the side profile, 10 out of 10 inakaa fiti mbaya. Like hii gari from the front it's so mean, kila mahali inakaa too big. Mbele mean, side like it shows you that your 7.6 million umelipia hii Kenya. Totally worth it. We're gonna talk about this front fender. One thing I'm gonna educate you about this fender, Ford uses a composite material so that they can be able to flare the fender. And this car is actually 320 millimeters wider than the normal Ranger. Hii look hapa mbele, you cannot copy it hata weke body kit yote. That's why these people normally facelift the Ford Rangers. Wanaikanga that F-150 kit ili iweze kufana na Raptor, but it really isn't a Raptor. So if you want to get a Raptor look, lazima tu ununue, una choice ndio. Usiende kule Grogon kuitisha body kit. Tafuta your chums man and just be able to get such a look. Moving on to the side profile, you have this very nice wheel arches which are finished in a very nice matte black color. Ukiangalia the side fender, ukiangalia hapa, I have side air vents which are actually practical because nikiingiza hapa nyasi, yeah, functional. But I don't think this helps in cooling of this engine. I think ni aesthetics tu kidogo. Moving on, I have this very wide side mirrors. Zile ziko na LED turning signals na zinakaa zile za F-150. Unaona niko wide because of that wide back, lazima side mirrors ikuwe so wide. And another thing, they have blind spot assist which is a 10 out of 10. As you can see, it's quite tall. It's actually 150 millimeters taller than the normal Ford Ranger. Na kafiti, ni bigi, si ndio? Ni bigi. So one thing which I like, the doors, it has very wide doors. Zile ziko ukitaka kuingia very easy. Door handles zile za kawaida tu, finished in a grey, matte grey color. Also on the side you have this magnesium alloy running boards which are finished na ile emblem ya Raptor. But one thing which I don't like, hakuna like kitu ya kushikilia hapo, unaona? Hakuna kaile like what you find in the Hilux or in the D-Max ama hata Nissan Navara. So if you want to panda hapo juu, you don't have this roof racks hapa juu, but still nice. I like how it's rugged, si ndio? Iko rugged, si kitu inaweza atukichapa mawe ama anything itavunjika. Still nice. So the back also same, but for the back doors they are a bit smaller because hapa nyuma sitting capacity isn't that big. Remember when I told you that this Ford Raptor has a hammer kit? Kiangalia hapa also. Alafu I like how it's inakaa fiti. It has that aggressive kind of off-road look. 10 out of 10. Another thing, the Ford Raptor is a car which is so wide. Kiangalia hapa nyuma, like the fender, back fender, so big. Alafu it's finished with this wheel arches which are finished in a matte black color. So at the back you get a Watts linkage suspension setup which helps in giving you that good control of the vehicle. So at the back the suspension is quite softened. So that means that hapa nyuma you may reduce the weight carrying capacity by 400 kilograms compared to the normal Ranger. At the front you get Fox Racing dampers. So for this shot is, unakumbuka and I told you at the front you get Fox Racing dampers. Cameraman, as you can show them, zoom tu hapo oneshe. Wanaziona? So those are the Fox Racing dampers. And I want you to guess how much that suspension normally cost. So on the market you can get it for close to 1 million Kenya shillings. Hiyo suspension tu ya gari. Hii suspension ya gari inanua kadudu peke yake. Let's look at the back of this 2019 Ford Raptor. And starting off nataka tuangalie the taillights. Ukiangalia the taillights, they look kind of boxy design. Kazi ile utapata pale kwa the Kipchoge edition or even inaka similar na ile unapata kwa the Range Rover, si ndio? The 2019 and above. So there's one thing which somebody told me on the comment section. Remember when I told you that the reverse light iko only on one side of majority of the pickups? So the reason to that, in some countries such as Germany, France, kuna kuanga na regulation that you have to have like a race light, braking light, ile lazima ikuwe ikionesha when you're driving at night. So that actually functions on one side. That's why utapata that side moja ndio kuna reverse light peke yake. Sijui kama umeelewa. Nime-explain vizuri. Acha ndaandikia hapo. I'll just put on the description at least jisome niweze ku-explain vizuri. Kizungu bana ni ngumu. Hey. So hapa you have your Ford emblem and it normally comes with a Ford Raptor badges over here. But the owner of this car, I might debadge everything. That's majority of what you get. So you just recline hapo. Na ukiangalia space ni big, si ndio? Ukiwa na Ford Raptor, usitibanga focus up. Ukiwa na Ford Raptor kuna kubeba kuni. Ile mbao yote unaweza beba peke yake ni broom ya supermarket. Hiyo tu ndio unaweza beba kwa Raptor. Niko na kuni bana. So of course you have this which is a top spec in terms of pickups. Usiache that blank kama usikelect your juu, just put this. And a car fiti. So for this car, the Ford Raptor, it having soft suspension at the back. Unfortunately, you can't tow 3.5 tons kama the kawaida Ranger. So for this, you actually tow 2.5 tons only. That's why iko na this kind of towing thing. Na alafu bado iko na ile ya Isuzu, you can plug in your electrics. Akafiti. So one thing, an additional thing, it has the hammer kit everywhere. That means even the back bumper, of course you have your indicators hapa. Na kafiti, alafu these towing things. 10 out of 10. At the back, 10 out of 10. Hii gari, like sioni kitu yote mbaya about it. Acha tutaingia kwa driving and I'm gonna tell you how it is. Welcome to the driving feeling. Sijui kama unasikia hiyo turbo bana. Yeah? This car comes with a 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine and you gotta just wanna press it literally everywhere. Because this suspension, you're 100% sure it will climb anywhere. Alafu one thing which I like about this particular car, it's how wide it is. But just oneshe tu how tuko juu. If you're used to driving a car with coilovers, you get utajisikia totally different world. As in, what I like about this Raptor, it has that luxury. The suspension is quite nice. It's soft. I told you that this car normally has soft suspension at the back. Now, just looks like a beast. That's you have to mess up on the pre-collision assist. Kuna mtu alikuwa anapita. So it has that kind of eyesight in what you find in the Subaru. Sindio? It comes with a 10-speed automatic gearbox, which was actually a partnership between Ford and General Motors. So, of course, utapata hii gari haina mashida. Hii gari, is there any sort of vitu umesikia about it, issues? Even me. Like Ford owners, especially Raptors, ni ngumu. It's hard for you to just walk around town upatae na mtu unasikia nakisema ati yeye una Raptor. That's one of the hardest things you'll ever hear in this world. Taking corners, quite nice. Iko so high, na feel nika tutaanguka hiyo side nyingine. But iko fiti. Alafu ubotone, let's see if it will fit over here. Hapa tuko na tight obstacle hapa. It's a big car, man, big car. The issue na hii gari, naka hapa sioni huko mbele. Nice. Quite nice. Sikio suspension bala. I've told you this suspension can buy an Alto. So ile siku naenda kuchange. Ni pick up. About to share, my friend. Oh my God. Yeah. This is a car when you pull up with guys with Range Rovers and Hilux. Wanakuangalia wanacheki, who's this guy? Because you are totally different. So tulize Lusso, if you can take this one to Mad for breakfast. Hello? No. How many likes? 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes. We'll take this Raptor to off-road. Okay, huko nimechanganyikiwa hata sijui tunafaa kuingilia 1000 likes. Sawa. Ndio, tutaipeleka off-road. So that has been a candid in-depth review of the Ford Raptor. Hey. Yeah. Make sure to like. Ona vini gari ni tall. Naziona hata hii nakaribia kufika hii roof bar. Like this car, if you put lift-in suspension, I don't see the need. Everybody is just looking at us. Alright. You know, see, that's imetosha. It has been a candid review.
Candid inamaanisha nini?
Sijui. It has been an in-depth review. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Na mita ngapi? Only 7.6 at Lusso Motors. Ndio. Lusso wanatuletea magari, so it's just right if you show that support back to them. Bye bye.